welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, feel free to contact me at 339-1670 or 238-6716. Those of you that have properties to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact me. Those of you that lend your friend and your family your hard-earned cash and you cannot get it back, feel free to contact us at Real Talk Debt Collection Department, 238-6716, and we will be glad to assist you in getting back your hard-earned cash. Now, viewers, I want to say a special good night to you. Those of you that are on our page, Real Talk page, like and share as we go live. Now, viewers, during the course of the day, Real Talk page will keep you updated on every issue that is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago with the issues, with the COVID-19 situation. We will keep you up to date. So just those of you who do not know about the page, Real Talk page, subscribe and you would know, like and you would know. Tell your friends and your family about Real Talk, the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago, where we deal with the issues, where we bring to you news in depth, where we give you, the viewers, the opportunity to call in, whether you're local or regional. We give you the access. Feel free to call in. Let us know what is going on in your country with this COVID-19 situation. So it's not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but it's around the world. Jamaica this afternoon, don't want to get you all frightened, but they confirmed their first COVID-19 death. All around the world, we are hearing of cases of people dying because of the COVID-19. Now, many countries are trying to get a cure for it. I hope that some country would come up with a cure for this virus. So viewers, I want to hear from you tonight. What do you think about the government plans, things that they put in place? What is going on in your neighborhood? How the business sector would affect you being a business person? Let us hear from you tonight, because this is not just about one country, it is worldwide. It's not about bashing, it is about coming together. It's about unity to get through this thing. Because one person can't do it. The government alone cannot do it. We need you in a situation like this, because this is a virus that is out of control. Nobody can carry blame for it, but the government have its part to do. We have our part to do, and it's not about blaming. It's about putting things in place now. Now that it is here in Trinidad and Tobago, 7 confirmed cases. The government should have had plans before, but nevertheless, it is here. We have no choice now but to deal with it. Like I always say, prevention is better than cure. But nevertheless, we have to deal with it. We don't know if any deaths will occur in Trinidad concerning this COVID-19 case, but I am praying, I am hoping to God that we can get through this scenario, this situation at a fast pace with a low rate of people contracting the COVID-19. It's only prayers can help us now. Yes, we understand it is a virus. It is worldwide. There is no cure, but never lose your faith in God. Moses never lost his faith in God. Abraham never lose his faith in God. Yes, I understand it is a physical situation. I understand that. So as we move on tonight, bar owners can have their license revoked. This is if they fail to heed the call of the government to remain closed for 14 days. The Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, said he is aware that there are people in this country who are still not doing what they are told.
I understand that there are still some bars in the country where people, for profit or otherwise, believe that.
He said the level of behavior will not be accepted. Now, viewers, a lot of bars are not taking heed This is not just about your business. It's not just about paying loan. It's not just about making money. The government is pleading with the citizen to cooperate with them as we go through this scenario. Now, it is the first time something like this is hitting Trinidad. The very first time. So we have to know how to deal with it. We just have to listen guidelines. Now, yes, I understand. I just be hitting the ministers very hard. I just be hitting people in the public sector, in the public domain, businessmen, the law association. You understand? I just be hitting very hard. But when I hit hard, I just hit for the right thing. For the right thing. But now it's not about hitting hard. It's about coming together now. Like I said, if we did plan before, things would have been different. We would have had things in place already. In case one should happen, in case one case should be confirmed, okay, we're doing this, that, and the next. So as that case confirmed, each department know to become active. But nevertheless, we are alive and we have to take measures. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, my dear. I'm just a housewife suggesting that we pray about this virus. Come, Lord Jesus, cover us with your precious blood. Okay? Would you pass that on to me, please?
Thank you, my dear.
Okay.
Now, viewers, back to the Prime Minister. According to the Prime Minister, people are still not doing what they are told. And this is what he had to say.
I understand that there are still some bars in the country where people, for profit or otherwise, believe that they could ignore the guidelines and the requests and the instructions. There are people who believe that since they don't have to go to work or go to school, the place to be is up in the river in a river line, doing exactly what they've been asked not to do, which is to congregate, and if persons among them are infected, that such persons pose a threat to the national community.
Now, viewers, I am pleading with you. The Prime Minister is pleading with you. Those in authority, they are pleading with you. So let's come together and do what we have to do. It's about getting through the crisis. It's not about causing bacchanal anymore, because today is 7 cases confirmed. In 6 days, we have 7 confirmed cases. So it's not about fighting with this one and fighting with that one. Put the politics aside. Put the politics aside and let us see how best we can get through this matter. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
I just have one thing today. I was expecting a little better from the announcement today, in the sense that they're going to the bank to get the US dollars to pump into the system, but they're going to give money to import food rather than put money into the agricultural sector. They cannot do it in a both way kind of situation.
I understand.
But it seems as though, I don't know. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. On Monday, the government called for all bars to remain closed to prevent gathering of persons in the light of COVID-19. Persons are also asked to refrain from hosting gathering of groups more than 25. However, the Prime Minister today said gathering of 10 persons or more are unacceptable. So he is warning us. Over and over, he is warning us to be cautious. Now, viewers, tonight I want to hear from you, the citizen, concerning job security, concerning food, concerning your area, what this COVID-19 may or may not do to Trinidad and Tobago concerning impacts. I want to hear from you. The Prime Minister called on bar owners to keep their establishment closed for 14 days.
For those persons who are going to bars, and for those bars that are opening and encouraging people to congregate and therefore pose a public health threat to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, I have today asked the Attorney General and other relevant officers to determine whether posing of a public health threat, also poses a threat to the license for those bars, and we are exploring that now and will not hesitate to take action where action is available.
The Prime Minister also said local government bodies are asking to consider restrictions for persons wanting to visit the river.
Those who have to go down to the river, particularly in Kora and elsewhere, I've asked the relevant minister to ask the relevant local governments to restrict access to the river. And we are asking people to do what is sensible, if not only for your own behalf, but for those to whom you pose a threat.
Now, viewers, this is a very serious scenario that is hitting Trinidad and Tobago. It is a very serious thing that is come upon us. For the last 2 or 3 weeks now, I have been saying, if we have one case in Trinidad, what do you think would happen? Now we have 7. One case in Trinidad now is too many. It is too much. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, Saieed, yeah, what you trying to understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Bible says, never say, you know, what does it profit a man to gain the world and lose the soul? You know what I was trying to understand? Look at this carnival season on here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they never postpone things. You know, and you wonder, you know, how much revenue that they make, you know, just to, you know, to sacrifice the safety, you know, and the people in the country. And now, as carnival done, the stringent now, everything, you know, is about safety and health now.
Yes.
You know, this, they want to stop this, they want to postpone that. Why they didn't do that for carnival? They have all kind of people coming into the country. Now, saying yes, this is our thing, yes. But you have to be smart. What kind of revenue they make to sacrifice the safety of the people in this country?
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, 68 returning nationals were safely taken to the remote area in Trinidad where they would be isolated. The nationals arrived in the country today. They were passengers on board a cruise ship. Health Minister Terence Diasin confirmed their arrivals.
Today, we have received 68 persons from that cruise ship. We have been able to absorb 68 people into a quarantine facility with absolutely no disturbance to our normal healthcare facility. The 68 persons from the cruise ship were received at Piarco, seamlessly transferred with the help of national security. They were fed on the buses, and they were taken to a quarantine facility with absolutely no disruption to normal healthcare delivery.
The minister urged families of the returning nationals to stay away.
We are asking that their relatives take advantage of a drop-off position up at the Sangre Grande Disaster Management Unit, where you can drop off your care packages, well labeled, who the person is, and they will be delivered to your relatives or to your friends at the quarantine facility. That is to give them some sense of comfort that your relatives are being taken care of. We have installed washing machines and everything that are needed there to minimize the need for healthcare workers to go in.
Caller, good night. Hello?
Good night.
Good night. Go right ahead.
Now, I agree with what the Prime Minister is saying. We have to take caution.
Yes.
This is a worldwide thing, and we have to be careful and do whatever is told to us that we can conserve lives.
Thank you, my dear. Now, viewers, like I said, it's not about bashing. There are time for that. But when a sickness is going around, when something is going around without a cure, we need to come together. I understand that. The announcement came from Minister of Social Development, Camille Regis Robinson. The government is increasing its grant in light of COVID-19. Food card holders would also see an increase in their credit on their cards.
We felt that food support was of extreme importance, and as a consequence of that, those persons who are already on our database, we will top them up in the following way. $150 for households, those are persons who already have food cards. $150 for households up to 3 persons. $300 for households with 4 to 5 persons. And $450 for households with 6 or more persons.
The minister announced further increase to social service grants.
We also have determined that the people who are now on public assistance and disability assistance grants, for a period of 3 months, we will top up those persons also. So, with persons who have the public assistance or disability assistance grants, where there is 1 person, we will top them up by $150, and that will capture 12,960 persons. With regard to the disability assistance grant for children, that will capture 1,056 children. For families who receive the grant for 2 persons, we will top them up by $300, and that will capture 3,415 persons. For families that receive the grant for 3 persons, we will top them up by $450, and that will capture 1,294 persons. For families of 4 or more persons, they will be topped up by $500, and that will capture 752 persons on our database.
Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
The government talk the correct thing about people, right? But they are Trinidadian. When they are walking nowhere to their home, they're walking and they're going all about. Wouldn't stop home and isolate their own self.
I understand.
You understand?
Yes.
And then a house to have about 14 children. We're going to take place there with them. You know?
I understand. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. You know, there's so much going on in Trinidad now. People are panicking. Hand sanitizers. For those of you who have groceries and little parlors and business place, and you have an absorbent price for your product, there is something in place that when you hear somebody made a report that, hey, John Doe business place is selling hand sanitizers, or they are jacking up on prices concerning food stuff, it will go back to the Ministry of Trade and the Consumers Affairs Division. They would come down. They would come down on you. So you will have to pay the penalty for jacking up your price and having the people now paying high prices on things that not supposed to be. So there is a plan in place for those of you that want to raise your prices sky high over the roof. There's something in place for you all. And when you hear you all get charged, when you all get charged, take it and stay quiet. Take it and stay quiet. Because as my show continue, I will continue to tell you, not because we have a crisis taking place, you would want to jack up your price. Because I am here to tell you, the government will jack up your price when they catch you. So this is from the government to you. Calm yourself. Relax yourself. Not because we have a situation, you're going to jack up your price and you want to kill people with it. Don't do that. Because any grocery or business place I know of that you are jacking up your price, believe me, people will be visiting you. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said.
Go right ahead.
Said, I don't know who else seen it. The level of incompetence and recklessness by this Minister of Health in handling this situation. Even the Prime Minister had to tell him, stay quietly, a real doctor talk. For weeks before any case was detected in this country, he on every media station telling the population, don't worry about nothing. He have everything under control. We have all the borders locked. We have here in order. We have the hospital in order. We have everything in order. Look now where we reach. From one suspected case, as he said, to now 7 confirmed cases.
Yes.
And then this thing started out of control. And again, the only way this thing could have come to our shores was by people entering the country through air travel or sea travel.
Yes.
And this man failed to put things in place to make sure that everybody who was coming into the country or leaving in the country were properly screened, because I came through the airport the Sunday after Carnival. That one man with a little heat spied, the gun they was using, the equipment they was using to check your temperature. One old fella on top of step, and about 100 people pass, and he don't know if who temperature was what or who temperature was anything. And that's the kind of testing they had in this country. And could you imagine for Carnival what took place in this country? And now we're dealing with it. We just reach a point now where the candle costing more than the funeral. And this country not in any way ready to deal with this situation that we're going to face in the near future. Have a good afternoon, Mr. Said, and take care.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, I did ask this question. Was that piece of equipment working good or not? Because Saturday gone, I spoke to an individual who came through the airport. She came through the airport Thursday of last week. And she's well aware, and she was looking. She was looking to see if there were any medical individuals, if there were anybody with signs, if there were anybody with machines testing people or checking, and she saw nothing. Keep this in mind now. Sunday, I dealt with 2 Canadians who came down. Well, the one from the US flying to see me, the 2 from Canada came in to see me on Friday. And they came through the airport like nothing. They were aware of what taking place, and they were looking to see how things were structured at the airport, and they saw nothing. Nothing. So that is what caused me to ask now if the machines and them were working. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Yes. I want you listening to Trump, right? Well, we have the live
Yes.
program going on with Trump. And everything that Trump says, this is what we're always saying after. I don't know if anybody noticed that.
Yes. Thank you, my friend. Correct is right. I just didn't want to say he following somebody else's footsteps. I just didn't want to say that much. Because I am up to date with the international news. I have friends in Australia, in England, in Canada, in the US, in China. I am up to date with the outside news. As you heard last night, someone called in from Barbados. If you're outside in other countries and you're looking at Real Talk on your television, feel free to call in 238-6716. Let us hear what is taking place in your country. Because it is very severe. You know, like I said, I am accustomed to hitting very hard. Very, very hard. Just a couple days back, Monday, somewhere around Monday, Tuesday, I was hitting the minister very hard. Very hard when Tanti called in and say, I causing mischief. But Tanti didn't realize after 4 years, the minister mouth slip and say, I have access to finance. Well, that trip, Saeed. 4 years you had access to finance, and look at the state. You have access to finance and Kuva put down doing nothing. You understand? But it's not about blaming now, you know. It's just to remind you all. Because we are in a situation here, me being a public figure, I try to help in any way. I give you all advice. Sometimes my phone is be ringing off the hook, office phone ringing off the hook. People calling to find out this, to find out that, to find out the next. We keep them up to date. Now I will continue saying it. Real Talk page will keep you up to date of the incidents concerning COVID-19 that is taking place throughout Trinidad and Tobago. You will get local and regional news on our page. So those of you who haven't liked the Real Talk page, like it and share it. Encourage your friend and your family as we keep you up to date with issue, local and regional. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yes, hi, good night. I just listened to the two callers that called just now there, and saying that the same thing Trump saying that Rowley is saying. You as a person that have a lot of sense and common sense, right? This is what the health center and health circuit saying to do and what not to do.
Yes.
So what else they want him to see is not something that every health center, every country or everything saying this is the way you go about it and the way this is what you have to do.
Now, I'm going to tell you, thank you, caller. Now, I'm going to tell you something. All the countries that have confirmed COVID-19, each one of them are following a pattern. Each one of them are following a pattern. Close down schools, bars, hotels, casinos, the gathering. Use your mask, your finger, your gloves, hand sanitizers. You know, keep away from the crowd. Each government, each minister, each senator, president, they are all following in a pattern in order to keep the citizens of their country safe. That is what they are doing. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
And to all your callers. We were able to procure a site in Balandra
Yes.
to house 68 people, right?
68, yes.
That is outside the state resources. You realize they didn't want to name the place.
Yes, yes.
They did do that through proper means, proper procurement. Therein, who got that money in their pocket? And I'm going to say, is it a former Minister of Sports who wants to go back up for election and they're funding him now to fight the election in that area? Because there are no big facilities could hold
68 people.
beds just like that. There are some facilities I am aware of and people are aware of that are there. So we have to understand that is it. I see you smiling, but we have to understand his election, and they will do all kind of things. And why they're not implementing the procurement legislation now? The other thing is, I see the credit card lady giving out money left, right, and center. I am asking her a question from this distance. At the parliament, she have to provide the geographic distribution of that money. So we will know if she giving it to her supporters. Because you know when you wear a yellow jersey, you don't get nothing. No, side, this is serious. They
I
can't
understand
use
what
that
you're
money
saying. That's
from
why I'm
the
laughing.
Heritage Fund, they can't take it for election. We have to watch them like a hawk. Because they I don't know if they created an emergency to procure that place, you know. Remember they created an emergency with the seabirds?
Yes.
To buy a Kobo Star. Have a nice night.
Caller, you hitting some hammers and some nail head. You just had me laughing. I had no choice but to laugh. Serious. Listen to this, The Republic of China will donate medical supplies to Trinidad and Tobago. This is according to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley.
1. 15 sets of body temperature measurement systems for airports, seaports, and other applicable venues. These body temperature measurement systems will be urgently shipped to Trinidad and Tobago. 2. Real-time fluorescent RT-PCR kits for diagnosis of COVID-19 for 4,000 persons. You may recall that you were told by the minister that CAFA has for us 3,000. Is that for Trinidad and Tobago or for the region? For the region. For the region. China is offering Trinidad and Tobago these test kits, diagnostic kits, for 4,000 for Trinidad and Tobago. These kits will soon be shipped at strict low temperatures, utilizing dry ice to Trinidad and Tobago. 3. Protective gears like masks, gloves, coveralls, goggles, quantities to be confirmed. And 4. Facilitation of technical information sharing, medical expertise sharing, and video conference with medical professionals in China should it fit the needs of Trinidad and Tobago.
The Prime Minister said this was China's way of saying thank you to our country for donating a supply of N95 masks to them in the light of COVID-19. In February, Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Dennis Moses said the mask would have been donated to China. He said the masks were valued at 150,000 TT dollars. The donation includes 13,695 respirator masks, 1,095 surgical masks, and 400 other masks. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Ali, we have been asked time and time passing to close the borders around Trinidad and Tobago, and these people is not doing it. Right? The police come out and saying now that they want to arrest people for loitering.
Yes.
Isn't that law always there? Isn't it an arrestable offense if you find somebody outside from 9 o'clock in the night to 5 in the morning? Isn't that an arrestable offense?
As long as you're loitering.
Today we're talking about crime over and over and over. Why it takes them a disease to come to enforce that law, and they're talking about they're doing so much crime, Mr. Ali. Something wrong with the leaders of this country not to enforce these things. You understand? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, my friend. In the parliament earlier this month, Acting Finance Minister Colin Imbut said the government did not donate any masks to China. He was responding to a question from opposition MP Ramona Ramdial, who expressed concern over a reported shortage of masks in the country.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I'm advised that the question is based on a false premise. It was not the government that sent that donation of masks to China. It was the private sector. So the question is based on a false premise. However, I'm advised by the Minister of Health that there is no shortage of N95 masks in the public sector. And I want to repeat that the 13,000 masks were sent by the private sector, not the government.
Questions about the statement of the Foreign Affairs Minister as it relates to the mask. This was Acting Prime Minister's response.
That there is no statement by any government minister that the government sent masks to China. The fact of the matter is masks were sent, and they were sent by the private sector.
Now, so we understand that the private sector in Trinidad and Tobago sent masks valuing $150,000 to China. Now, China did send back masks to us, according to the Prime Minister, and other medical supplies. So I am wondering now if the private sector would donate on top of what China is giving to Trinidad and Tobago. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
I want to tell you one thing. There's only one thing, one person supporting Mr. Terrence Dial Singh. That is his family, Varma Dial Singh. Another thing, I thought Cuba Hospital wasn't good enough to do anything for anybody. Tell me about that.
Thank you, my dear. Only in a state of emergency, Cuba Hospital was ready. Only in a state of emergency. And only in a state of emergency. The reason why I am saying in a state of emergency is because people are panicking. People are panicking from 1 case to 2 cases, from 2 cases to 4 cases, from 4 cases to 5, from 5 to 7. So people are panicking. Now the ministers did not say in a state of emergency. He said we are in a state of in a crisis. We are in a crisis. So my thing is that the hospital in Cuba should have been ready all the time. It was built, like I said, it doesn't matter who built it. It doesn't matter who built it. At the end of the day, the hospital is open. It is open to the public. It is open to the region. It's not about who built it or who running it or who spent money. It's not about that. Because you were elected there by the people for this reason, to serve the people. I tell you, he shocked me when he said, I have access to finance. What? What? Even though it shocked me, I had to mention Tanti. It irritated Tanti. Call her good night.
Hello, good evening.
Go right ahead.
Yes. When the Minister of Foreign Affairs said that he sent the mass to China, Said there was no travel to China. No boat, no plane, helicopter. Nothing was going to China. I'm not even sure if people going to China right now. So they feel like people are fools. It's not the government, it's the private sector. You understand? It's lie after lie from these people. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Well said. National Security Minister Stuart Young says members of the protective service were given personal protective equipment in light of COVID-19. However, he notes not every member would get gears. The minister was responding to a question from media today. In fact, he said, this is the first service to implement protocols and policies to deal with COVID-19.
I'm happy to say the first service to produce protocols and policies to deal with COVID-19 was actually the prison service. And those protocols address social distancing in the areas, how to deal with persons coming in to visit the prisons. They have already begun the scanning, etc.
Just yesterday, prisoners in a Raymond Yard at the Golden Grove prison staged a riot over concern about COVID-19. They were calling on the authorities to set them free. They claim that the prison has nothing to do They claim that the prison has nothing in place to treat COVID-19. 2 prison officers were injured during the riot. One of them suffered a broken jaw, while the other prison officer was beaten unconscious. You know, that's sad, you know. That's sad, knowing a prison officer and prisoners beat him unconscious. Now, I will tell you what you all did there. You all caused a lockdown on yourself. This is what you all caused on yourself. Sad, boy, sad. Caller, good night.
Hey, you know,
Hello?
yeah, good night.
Go right ahead.
Just 2 points, right? I heard the health minister, and I'm not too sure if I heard correct what he said tonight on the news. Is only people that travel from abroad that is tested for coronavirus. Don't want to be that I heard he said tonight. That is only people that travel or had recent travel and is tested. Because other people they're showing other normal flu-like symptoms, so that's why they only tested people from abroad. And I don't want to believe it. That's why I heard he said tonight. And pertaining to the prisoners, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand these prisoners, like they're feeling in a five-star hotel or in a resort on a holiday. It's crimes that most of them commit, and they wouldn't feel it's supposed to be being treated like inside prison.
Thank you, my friend. Health Minister Terence Dial Singh said, over 24,095 masks have arrived in this country. This confirmation came during a post-cabinet media briefing today.
I could tell you I just got notice 5 minutes ago that 24,695 masks, which we ordered about a month ago, have been delivered to NIBDEC as of 10 minutes ago. So unlike other countries, we are in a very fortunate position in having a full supply of PPE to deal with any unforeseen circumstances.
Minister Dial Singh said the supplies are stored at the Ministry of Health where it can be easily accessed.
What I also did as Minister of Health, all of these PPE are normally stored at C40 and Chagaramas. Just in case there's roadworks in Chagaramas and we need to get PPE out, I gave instructions last week that we have a second strategic stock at the Ministry of Health on the 4th floor, which is where my office is, under the control of the Chief Medical Officer and the Principal Pharmacist. So I have that as a satellite strategic stock.
Meanwhile, the Minister Dial Singh said persons tested for COVID-19 in Tobago will be brought to Trinidad for treatment.
The question is to be asked, what about Tobago? Any positive COVID-19 patient in Tobago will be sent to Trinidad and be treated and isolated either at Cora or Couva by the appropriate transportation method. So Tobago is first and foremost in our minds as we plan, as we prepare.
Now, viewers, I must remind you again, our Real Talk page will keep you up to date with issues of the day concerning the COVID-19 and other issues that arise during the course of the day. For those of you who have not liked the Real Talk page, like and share it. Your friends and your family will be updated of every incident that occurred during the course of the day. Now, I keep reminding you now that our live show is from 7 to 8 p.m. Monday to Friday. Our rerun is the following day. So those of you who missed it during the night or it didn't reach home in time, you can look at it on Facebook, Real Talk page on Facebook. Subscribe to YouTube, TT Real Talk. A rerun the following morning at 10 a.m. Our studio lines are 238-6716. My cell phone is 339-1670. Feel free to get in touch with us. Any information you would like to know or find out, we will try our best to give you it as accurate as possible. Now, viewers, I am also encouraging you to desist. Stop sharing fake news. Because fake news is causing a panic throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Even the commissioner is saying about the fake news. The Minister of National Security is talking about the fake news. The Health Minister is talking about the fake news. Everybody's talking about the fake news. So please, stop sharing the fake news that would cause the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to go haywire. So, persons of interest. Sadro, I wonder if you're in Trinidad. If you're not in Trinidad, and somebody happens to see him anywhere outside Trinidad, let him know that Real Talk, that collection department wants to have a word with him. Mrs. Maraj, anybody know this individual? Could you tell her Real Talk wants to have a word with her? And this guy from Tobago, Justin Williams. You're right there in Tobago, about 2 or 3 hours away. Anybody know this individual in Tobago? Or his mom? Tell them to get in touch with Real Talk, Debt Collection Department. We would like to have a word with them. Don't run and hide. You see, when you picture on TV, it's not just Trinidad, you know, it's not just Tobago, it's worldwide watching you. And then again, what makes it more worse is that you're on Real Talk, Debt Collection Department list. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. So, viewers, if you have seen this individual, just let them know. Saeed would like to have a word with them, please. So, as we move on tonight, caller, good night.
Good night. Just calling on the food card program. But they have people running all over the place, and they're calling them, they're sending them letter, and when you go to these places, they don't have anything to give to you. So I think they need to stop doing these things to people and just get the facts together and then call people out to collect back the food card. Now would be a good time to, you know, sort it out.
Thank you, my dear. Sugarwater's Mayor, Vandana Mohit, has assured that the Sugarwater's market will not be closed in light of COVID-19. She gave the assurance during a media conference this morning. Mayor Mohit, however, stated that the market will be monitored to avoid large gathering. She said that municipal police officers would be working closely with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to maintain law and order. Mayor Mohit said vendors will be removed from the aisles and into stalls to avoid congestions. The mayor said, the Sugarwater's mayor added that food places would be monitored. So those of you in the market area, there would be rules and regulations now in order to deal with the crowding of the market. You know, normally a market would usually be crowded and a whole set of noise. But she is urging residents of Sugarwater's and environments to refrain from using recreational ground within the borough. The Sugarwater's mayor also said the expiry dates on existing food badge would be extended for a further 2 months with immediate effect. So those of you who have your badges and you know it's going to expire, it would be extended for a further 2 months with an immediate effect. So I guess you don't have to rush in order to renew your badge, because that is what we are getting at. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Saeed, hand soap, liquid, and sanitizer. Their price gone so high.
Yes.
I wonder when everything come back normal, if the price go keep riding high. You know? And all the goods price, all the goods price, every goods price gone up. And they hiding the goods, and then they bring it down. Yeah.
Thank you, my friend. Now, like I said, Paula Gopiskun has made it clear that price gouging is against the law. Do not raise your price, because if you do and somebody report you, you will have a fine to pay. And I would like the minister to enforce that. You know why? Because just how we have individuals who have their bar open and do not want to listen, you would lose your permit. So groceries and parlors and side the road stalls and things, try to maintain a standard price so that the citizen could be able to cope with it. And for those of you who are selling sanitizers, like $150, $200, $150. And let me tell you something. You see, after the scenarios finish, you see the same individual, all I want to bust their head with price, this is the same individual, all you expect to come into the establishment after everything is over. After all the rush and the emergency rush is over, this is the same individual all you will want to come into all your establishment to make sure all you sustain and pay all your bills at the end of the month. If I am wrong, you tell me. Hand sanitizer was $10 and $15. I paid $28 for a bottle, a $10 bottle. I told my wife, you should have left it there. Call her good night. He there? He gone? So those of you who are seeing prices that is way over your head and you can't afford it, leave it. Leave it. Take a picture of it if you could and report them. Because when everything done, you're expecting John Doe to come back into your establishment and spend his money there while you want a bossy head because of this situation. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
In addition to the caller just now who said they wanted to know about the geographic spread for the assistance from the social intervention, it would be advisable to have some kind of means or mechanism so that the public can be assured that it has actually happened. Because look at the flood relief. Half of that money end up in people's hands. And up to now, nobody was the outcome of any court matter or anything with people who were charged. Right? Look at all these, they're now talking about cruising borders. All the Venezuelans who arrive in Trinidad and they're only balling 14,000 here, 14,000 here. You know where they're working? In bars. And you know how they live? In clusters. How are they going to control 15, 20 of them living in one cluster? And 15, 20 of them working in a bar and they wouldn't have work.
True.
Right.
That's
Closing the border too late.
I understand what you're saying. You see, sometimes it takes something very serious in order to get people's attention. It takes something very serious like death in order to get the attention of individuals. Viewers, we have about 5 minutes left on our show tonight. I, Saieed, I'm urging the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to be very careful when you go around in large gatherings. Be cautious if you're going in and you're coming out. If you have sanitizers, hand sanitizers, use it wisely. Any alcohol-based substance, I guess, would be able to deal with this. Because I'm wondering, since the hand sanitizer is an alcohol-based substance, and according to the ministry, it would clean your hands properly from this disease or to be safe from it, I am also wondering, now don't get me wrong for this, the raw alcohol that they sell in bars, would it help if you wash your hands with it? I don't know, I'm just asking, because the hand sanitizers have alcohol and they say an alcohol-based substance would be able to help. So today I was thinking, if the hand sanitizers or the sanitizers in general have alcohol-based substance and they say this is working, I wonder if the raw alcohol that sells in bars, if it would be able to work. I don't know, I'm just asking a question. We have about 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left. Is there anybody could verify if that could work? A doctor or a nurse or somebody? Because we are talking about alcohol-based substance. Am I right, Navin? So I just want to clarify if this would also work. You know what's going to happen with bars? It's sell out, you know. It's sell out. A rerun of this program is at 10 a.m. tomorrow, viewers. We'll be live on Thursday night as normal, God's Pay Life. Be safe. Keep your family safe. Those of you who have kids home, the husband working, the mom's home, find something constructive to do with the children and them. Don't let them be idle-some. Let them pick up their book, do their revision with them. You know, let them help you out with chores around the house if they could do it. Now is a good time to teach your children the values of a home. Now is the proper time for that. So parents that are home with kids, find something constructive so that they will be able to help you out around the home. You know, they would not get in the way every minute and have you hudson up your head and stuff like that. So bar owners, you would lose your license if you do not comply. Persons 10 gathering and under, it is okay. Over 10 is too much. Try to be safe when you're traveling. Now is a time for one to look out for another. It's not about fighting and backbiting. It's about putting everything aside and working together. Normally I would be bashing, but I realize sometimes we need to change the angles when we look at things. So be safe. Those of you up in Matura up there, you can get a shot of the area. Feel free to send it in, you know, so the people would see it. We are out of time for tonight. Please do not get yourselves in problem. Be safe. If the alcohol working to clean the hands, consult your doctor. This is all I can say. I'm a Muslim. I am against the alcohol thing. But if it works to keep you safe, may God forgive you. Viewers, be safe and enjoy the night. Until we meet again.
Wow.